I hope you guys have been training hard. I appreciate your patience during our hiatus. But here we are, getting started. We got James working with Cole. Cole working on his guard retention. Yes. We got Coop on the stream with Andrew over here. Oh, Steven and Danny. That's right. I think that was I think something happened during this round with them. We got Luke and Mitchell over there. I'm gonna put you in timeout, Caleb. Yeah, apparently. I only got to get one roll in with him before I had to take my hiatus. No, you're not, Joe. I know I look tired. Yeah, I gotta stream even more now. I need way more subs. I gotta put this kid through college, man. Looks like Andrew trying to remove Cooper's leg here, getting into outside Ashi. Got Ben and Mike joining. As always, point out when I'm missing stuff. My attention span is trash. My short-term memory is gone. Caleb, I'm not even gonna do that. Could be, yeah, it could be worse. I could be like Josh, your roofer. Big pull from Andrew into a nice leg entrance. Let's look at that. So from here, playing off of this kind of an ankle pick sort of approach, brings Cooper to him, brings the leg up to the outside. I appreciate that he doesn't reap too heavily on this, kind of illustrating that you don't necessarily always need a reap. I mean, he's got great heel exposure here if he wants to go for it. He's got Cooper's hands broken down to the mat. Not essential to reap if you can help it. Into Arimi Ashi. He's got a heel hook grip as well. Ben looking to fight from top half guard. James doing some stepping, some stacking. I really like, from this position, James, using, this is where float passing comes in really handy. So using one of your ankles to step over and on top of Cole's ankle, elevate your hips just a little bit, like you just kind of pick your hips up, kind of floating on his leg. And with that ankle to ankle connection, that shoelace to shoelace connection, you extend that foot back, you get his knee just enough out of the way, then you pull your hips back down, and you're basically either right into mount or possibly into 3/4 guard, depending on how Cole would react here. But using foot pummeling from this stacked up position on top of their shin, really, really helpful spot. That was Steven and Danny over there. Anything? Nothing crazy. I don't know. I heard Steven's knee is owie. And I don't know who this gentleman is. I don't think I've gotten to meet him. Who's sitting in the corner? Yeah, over here? I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe I met him before I left. Heard it in the first minute of that round. Well, that's a bummer. Mike cut that out for maybe to keep us from ragging on Danny for hurting someone else. Now Steve is right there. Time store Post Malone. Be nice. He's a member of Mooresville BJJ, Caleb. Andrew looking for maybe, thinking maybe tripod, but not quite set up for it. Got an arm drag from Mike. setting it up, not even fully sitting upright, falling back with it, really pulling Ben, gets that arm across the body, goes right over the back. Friend of Chris. Oh, cool, right on. Mike using that arm drag to get to the back. He's got the high ball ride set up. Oh, Steven trying to get tricky on James. Will it work? We'll look at this in a second. I want to see if it ends up working or if he just ends up giving up the pass. So, high risk, high reward. So this is one thing that Steven loves to pull out after we all forget that he knows how to do it. No-gi baseball bat. It was tight. Yeah. Yeah, but you would die first. That's how I feel about it. Anytime he gets this on me, I'm like, absolutely not. Not again. So sets up this grip here where he's going like this behind. He's got left hand palm up in the neck, right hand coming over, S gripping, brings the elbows together, and watch him shoot his hips across and start turning through. So right there, he's trying to set up the strangle. A no-gi baseball bat choke. Which is always fun because we don't do gi at all. So it's not, the baseball bat choke has probably fallen out of your guys' memory at this point. I feel like I've forgotten so many collar strangles and variations. But yeah, this James, this is about looks where it's pretty tight. I've been here before with Steven. You're doing a great job controlling the waist. Yeah, and then now with that, he has to turtle up. He's in a risky spot there. I'm trying to save whatever daylight I can right now, man. Not official daylight savings, just getting in where I can. Daylight savings and loan. Mike finished that back take, I assume. Oh, all right. They're talking through something. Okay, talking through back escapes. What's up, Carlos? This is Saturday, May 24th. So I'm a little behind on footage. And from what I've heard, the last Monday and or Saturday have been a little light on people. So I'm going to need you guys to step it up and give me some stuff to review while I can't be there to get my ass beat by all of you. See what Luke's doing over here. This Monday was slammed. Actually, yeah, I think what Ronnie posted, it looked like Monday had a great turnout. I don't know about the open mat, but so Luke playing open guard here. 2-on-1. Well, did have a brief 2-on-1 on the wrist. Our friend slips that grip, and Luke uses it to set up an underhook. Goes with this near side underhook grip, clamping down on that shoulder. And you might think he's looking for a shoulder crunch sweep, but the position of, like, the shallowness of that right underhook kind of tells me he's not looking to sweep from here. He's looking to finish. So as he gets him broken down, gets that arm extended, I imagine Luke's going to throw this leg over the back, try to elevate the hips, and start creating that negative space here to bend the arm into. He's being so much nicer to this guy than he would be to me or Peters. There you go. Clears it over. Chris coming in to check on his friend. Who's Luke working with? I don't know, man. I didn't get his name. I wasn't there. Not Andrew and Caleb. Andrew was on trying to work a leg entrance here. Damn. Got Caleb turned, but couldn't quite secure the leg long enough to do anything with it. Richie Ramirez? You mean Richie Martinez? What's up, Andrew? Fellow daddy. Proud to be part of the daddy club now. I mean, I feel like I've been everybody's daddy for a while now, but I guess I'm a father. Isn't Richard Ramirez like the Night Stalker? Did you mean Richie Martinez from 10th Planet? Who he also looks nothing alike? That's right. Luke into the Katagatame. Let's see what I got there. Gotta be careful here. This is Dark City. Luke would be slamming that hip down to the mat and really sending that left arm through on that Darce. Put a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if Luke was being very, almost not just friendly, giving him a verbal warning here to say, hey, your arm's in a little bit of trouble here. If Luke switches his hips and really bears down on that, our friend is going to wear a lot of Luke's weight through the shoulder. That's not going to be good. So you see, he kind of limp arms out. That's why, I don't know what belt level this guy is, but that's why all the new people got to roll with the black belts, because we won't let that happen. Danny might, but we won't. I like that he's down for some stand-up. Even getting snapped into a front headlock. Caleb hasn't passed the guard yet, but he has gone to his knees to work a tighter passing position from half guard. James, what's going on with you and Steven? Have I missed anything over there? You're working the knee on belly. Steven's being obstinate as usual. And Caleb makes his way to mounts. Hey man, sometimes you got to. I feel like Steven needs a hug every once in a while. He doesn't get hugged enough by us. I like what Ben's working here. Even with that whizzer, still a good opportunity to try to work that knee tap double, driving across Mike. Mike's giving him a lot of pressure back. There's a, I mean, we're not in half guard week anymore. Again, what week are we on? Are we on mount? I feel like I missed all of side control. Now we're on mount. But if you remember from our half guard stuff, mount 2, okay. This is where you've got kind of 3 options to play with, right? When you get up to this dogfight position, like Ben, you can drive across, right? And look to tap this far knee, pull it in, and hit a knee tap double. Take them over, put them down. When they resist heavily in this direction, you can roll through, right? You hit that, like Ben would send his right arm through, roll over his right shoulder, and try to pull Mike with that tight waist grip. If Mike were to stop that roll from happening by removing his whizzer and basing out with that right hand, well then Ben can just shrug really hard and go out the back, take Mike's back from there. So those 3 things work really, really well together. And a 4th option, if none of those are working, or like you're just kind of getting tired of this position, a limp arm is, I think, a technique that is slept on a little too much. Maybe at our school, like I don't really find people doing it to me a lot, but I've tried to dust it off and work it into my game again. But what Ben could do here is his left hand, he wants to turn it and face his palm to the sky, and then quickly, and with purpose, withdraw that arm out from that whizzer, right? Like leading with his shoulders, yank that whole arm out, kind of throw it forward, paint the mat with the back of his hand, right, as he whips that out, and then come back over around the top, and possibly get back exposure that way. It's a little bit more speed based, helpful if you know you guys are sweating already, if you're a few rounds in. But this dogfight position is a great spot for both of them, but Ben can do a lot from here. So 4 good techniques, and there are probably way more. All right, Andrew and Mike front and center. Mitchell trying to move Caleb with the quickness. And Danny just about gets past Ben's guard. That reguards to half guard. Looked like Andrew was trying to hip switch out of that, but Mike was game for it. Kept it going with a real sticky hook, kind of a Sumigashi style sweep there. Let's see what these two rascals get up to. A little bit of wrestling. Sweep single from Chris onto a double, up against the wall. Gets his head out of trouble. Oh, Mitchell. You don't have to go to ground that easily, bud. I like this. I like this grip he has. I just wish he kind of maybe shucked Caleb forward a little harder. Caleb doesn't have a good whizzer yet. Like he hasn't buried that hand in and put enough pressure down. Might be hard to really get behind Caleb at this point, but you're not going to do it like that. My little panda bear. But he goes calf slicer. And that didn't look half bad, actually. Oh, I bet you did. I'm sure you did. I mean, I like that he went for the calf slicer. I know I probably wasn't like fully threatening, but the awareness to chain that in, that was nice. Caleb with the Makikomi. Anytime you're going to have your hand over someone's back, if they can grab your wrist like this, this will happen to you. So, got to be careful with that, how deep you put the hand. All the sushi rolls. Let's see how Mike works the pass here. Oh, we got Luke and Steven as well. Luke trying to work kind of a smash pass from half guard. What did Caleb do? Looking for the arm bar. Good reaction from Mitchell. Keeps his arms nice and tight, rolls through, gets standing. A little bit of stack. Oh, Mitchell. My brother, you were doing so good. Gotta square up here. Or just pull both your elbows out and back. Try to go for a double underpass, maybe. Yeah, a lot you could do there, but leaving that arm behind is not one of those things. Chris making his way, thought going to like a twister. And a mic pass here. So stuffs the leg. He's in basically in a half guard right now. Like he's got the left leg stepping over Andrew's right leg. Yeah, just a little knee cut. And then a lot of heavy pressure in this direction, making it difficult for Andrew to turn enough to shrimp his hips out I don't think Mike's right arm, maybe Mike's right arm is blocking the hip here. But I think it's more the pressure across the diagonal from Andrew's left hip to his right shoulder that's keeping it difficult. Oh, well, I see an elbow there, so that might offer more control. I anticipate Mike going to north-south here because that's what Mike does. Luke's still trying to work his way past guard, or half guard rather. Getting the smother on Steven over here. I hate when Luke smothers me from top half guard. It's like I'd rather him just break my nose from any kind of guard. It's like, you better, if you're gonna smother me, it better be from mount. I better have messed up badly enough to let you get to the mount, and then I'll let you smother me. Mike with the turnaround armbar. Andrew with a fantastic reaction. Just like Mitchell a couple seconds ago. But Andrew withdraws the elbow and does not stack into Mike. Gets himself safe. What did Chris do to his buddy? Looks like he gets to an Americana. Okay. Ish. Oh no. Okay. His buddy escapes. Throws on the straight ankle. Very nice. I know Chris doesn't play with leg locks too much just because of his own leg troubles he's had. Speaking of leg troubles, Mike trying to get to that straight ankle. Steven looking to get to cross Ashi, but he goes 4 points. Okay. And Luke with the rolling back take. Love that. So this is one of those times where I feel like you get to break a little bit of a rule that you've probably heard me yell at you directly before. Attacking the back, attacking the strangle without hooks in, right? That's what Luke's doing here. Why on earth would he do that? We're looking right over here, so it's hard to see all of Luke's bottom half right now. I know you guys want to see Luke's bottom half, but Luke is not attacking the strangle exactly. He has an upper body grip. He's got a seatbelt grip, but he has no leg connection. What he can do is use a little bit of potential energy here. He loads himself up, hits that roll, right? So he drops, kind of coming off of on an angle here, drops the left shoulder down, and now he's got this upper body torqued up so much on Steven. Steven's chin is in his chest. He's bending him down this way, and with a little bit of a pull with those elbows, he can get Steven to roll, and then basically break down the turtle and start looking to insert his hooks. I don't know how easily Steven is going to let that happen now. Looks like he gets one bottom hook. I don't believe is in, so Luke turns him. They're against the wall now. But yeah, I love that. I love that turning turtle breakdown. Not always going to work if there's maybe a huge weight difference, but you'd be surprised with how much you can get away with that. As long as you could really tuck their chin into their chest, you might be able to make it happen, even on a big weight difference. Mitchell had a great ending salvo here. There we go. So he gets to an outside Ashi, finds the heel hook. Oh, he's got to commit to that. He's got to not worry about hurting Caleb. Caleb takes him into 50-50, separates the legs. Round over. All right, James and Luke. I heard this was a good round too. James, can you confirm? Excellent. Chris looking for the double under sweep. His buddy turtles up. And now Chris onto the Katagatame, but his buddy's got a guard up. I think he's caught in half guard. He gets his arm down anyway. Coop, meanwhile, caught in Caleb's bear trap of a leg entanglement. Head and arm? From who? Caleb now on the back. And Andrew just about on the back. We'll see if he can execute maybe a chair sit back take here. Or no, he just stays on for the like the side mount. I'm assuming you're doing that like side on Katagatame, Andrew. I think I'm trying to see what your grip is here. He's got a grip on your arm. I know what you're doing, Josh, and I'm not engaging with you. I'm gonna put you in timeout. I'm gonna put you in timeout for 1 minute. Can I do that? I did 10 minutes by accident. Oh, I'm sorry, Josh. Don't leave me. I thought it would like pull up an option for how many minutes. Now I feel bad. In any case, so Andrew is staying on side on here, and this is something that recently kind of made the rounds in some jiu-jitsu clips where maybe it was in the CJI2 Australasia trials this happened. I think there was one submission where this was used. I know there was a clip of Gordon Ryan doing this like in training, but it's hanging on from this top side position rather than turning to the back or trying to flatten them back out on their back and finish a traditional head and arm, Josh, or arm triangle, as you should actually call it if you're going to use the English word. You stay on top of this side on position, drive into the shoulder down this way, and you'll get the tap with basically the same sort of pressure of a Katagatame. Man, can I? I'll check it on timeout, Josh. Oh well. Caleb hurt Sawyer. What happened? Oh my gosh. Give him a nosebleed. What a jerk. Looking over here. James to the back. Mike trying to break down Danny. Trying to recapture Danny's knee. And Danny just sneaking out of there. Oh, armbar from James. Gets Luke flattened out. Really attacking the grip now. Gets extended. Bet that felt good, man. I don't think I've ever armbarred Luke in a live round. This is nice. I mean, the way he turned up here, like, great reaction from you, getting a quick step of the cross-facing leg over. Good use of the cross-facing leg, even more important. And it looks, are you stepping through to, it looks like you're stepping through, trying to get through to a 3/4 armbar. Either that or you're trying to use that leg to extend his arms and really put tension on the grip, I think. Can't see what that leg's doing now, but it is through. Yeah. No, I mean, this is great, man. I would tighten up that leg position, if anything. But you've got really great hand fighting here going on, which is what made this move. Like, that was, you controlled his head and you fought a better hand fight, and you get that arm extended. Awesome. Just fell there. Got you. Great armbar. It's like Mike and Danny are talking through leg entanglement. Inversion from Andrew. Luke wanting to go cross Ashi now. While thinking about it. Didn't want to commit to that figure 4 you had locked up, which I don't know why. That's not a terrible spot to work with. Like, if my opponent is like James right now and is figure 4ing his legs from cross Ashi, that's not a terribly difficult thing to break up. Because imagine Luke turns the corner. Oh, you had his left leg. Oh yeah, okay. That makes sense then. That changes it. Yeah, good defensive grip from you. Yeah, kind of shuts down his entire turn. That was nice, man. Cooper, you gotta get that thing carterized, bruh. I think Andrew's trying to dig out a leg here, possibly. I know he really likes this position. Ben addressing it nicely. I'd like to see a little bit of leg pummeling going over here if he's going to try to pass around the side, which it looked like he was trying to do. Danny maybe... Can't tell if he's got a guillotine threat. I don't know. He's got the underhook. Nice turn from Mike. Lucas onto the triangle. Right? Does he get that, James? He doesn't want the round to go without getting his revenge armbar. I mean, you're at 1 second left. Killer round, man. That was cool. Danny looking to get a running start, maybe? I don't know. Steven's leg must not be hurting that bad. At least not immediately afterwards, if he's willing to... Okay. Glad he didn't stand with Caleb. Nice recovery from Andrew there. Gives it up at the end. All right, Danny's in a good spot to work with this. I think it might be a little difficult now. Andrew's kind of in a more, I don't know, mechanically advantageous position. If Danny could like get Andrew's knee up towards his nose, this pass would have been a little bit more successful. But because Andrew's able to pressure down, as Danny turns the corner, Andrew's got all the space he needs to, frame for one, but shift his hips out and then start to sit up. Danny, it looks like, concedes position, thinking he could get in on that right leg, which I believe he does. Nice. Oh, Mike thinking he had a sweep there, looking for it. Mike wants that sweep so bad. I don't know if he was able to use his right leg. I know I trained with him last Sunday, and he said I think it was his right, like one of his toes on his right foot is either broken or really badly sprained. So maybe he can't really use it as a power leg from the bottom. If he could, he may have had that sweep, but Luke also is very good at switching his hips out. I didn't do it on purpose. I wanted to do a minute. I need to see if I could change that in the moderation settings. Mike getting the breakdown. Luke running interference with his second leg. And now trying to fight that hand grip. Luke isn't moving too urgently, so it's probably not especially close, but these have a way of sneaking up, and it looks like he is definitely trying to prevent Mike from making any sort of progress on that grip. Damn, Mike gets it. All right. Pause it. Yeah, he's got that Gable grip and everything else he needs. I mean, this is, an Arimiyashi, gets the extension. That's nice. Danny and Andrew gets up. Sorry, I just want to look at the last little bit here with them. All right, nothing too exciting. Caleb just controlling position. All right. I might have to start doing these streams at some odd times, so you guys might get some notifications randomly. We'll see. I also need more footage first, so. All right, Caleb doing his thing with our visitor. Chris getting his roll with Mike. And Danny playing a few things together here. So it looks like Danny has a front headlock, and he almost backstepped into cross ashi off this cutback single from Luke. Right there, he's thinking, but Luke's blocking blocking Danny's butt with his elbow. Luke crowding in on Danny as Danny controls the head. I don't think Danny can really dig a guillotine out of this. Probably going to have a hard time making Luke move enough over him to get a sweep out of it. So he opts for frames instead. taking top position here on Chris. James over there giving Ben a little bit of face pummeling. Looking for a back take maybe. And Caleb on the Katgatame. Josh. This is nice work from Mike. Head and arm what, dude? Could be a head and arm throw. Look how Mike moves his hips underneath Chris here. So as he's trying to set up this X guard, Chris is already in kind of a bad spot. Like his hands are on the mat. Mike is pretty much underneath him. But watch what Mike does here. He plants his foot and shifts his hips underneath this way. And that allows him to get that planted foot into position where it could be useful from X guard. Right there, that little bitty shift. Pummels that leg in. Now he's in X guard and can start. Is this X guard or reverse X guard? I always have to think about that. Whatever. My brain's half working right now. Yeah, control 2-on-1. Could have hit the double Kouchi there on the stand up. Luke doing some loose passing, trying to control Danny's legs, weighing them up, possibly trying to get his knees together. I don't think he needs to though. Danny does a good job here keeping those shins in position. He's got one in. Luke looking to step over it though. Josh, when was the last time you trained? Okay. Good answer. I don't know if I believe you, but I believe you. And the sweep for Mike with that 2-on-1 grip and the hook under the leg. Yeah. You got to earn Milkshake Wednesday. You got to sandwich it between some training. I'll just speak in food metaphors because I know that speaks to you. Dude, I had a salad for dinner, I swear. It's chicken salad and macaroni salad. Taco salad. That would be fun to open up a restaurant with like an Asian theme and then just use a bunch of jiu-jitsu terms but like wrong. And just make people order that way. Make them think they know that they're saying curly fries. It's like every bad tattoo that's like a mistranslation. Let's see, a lot going on here. So that's not even a dad joke. Don't shoehorn that in. At least wait until I make a dad joke. Come on, don't make me time you out again. So big sweep from Mike here. Kind of a one-handed shoulder crunch. It's like a kind of Nelsons him over. And then the fireman's carry from Chris over here on Coop. So settling in. Gets a turn. Puts him down. Runs behind. That's a nice finish. I'm always, I don't know. Some people are really, a lot of people are really good with the fireman's carry. way better than me. I don't have a lot of success, and it's probably because I don't have a good finish to it. But I like what Chris just did, where he kind of ran behind. So we were talking about before is called a farce. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I saw Limmy's email about it. That's where I found it. I must have missed or forgot that he called it a farce. That's a good kind of dad joke. Puns are dad jokes. I like that. I mean, what they did with the farce, I'll have to look it up again, because what Andrew did really was just like a regular head and arm that was side on. But a Darce Strangle, it would have to be like, I don't know. I gotta go watch that video again, or those few videos. Maybe it was what Andrew did. I just, those variations always mess me up for a minute. Caleb looking for the arm drag. A little too much distance between them. Choke arm is backwards. So yeah, well there's the one where the guy did the weird like turned up inverted grip, and then Gordon did just a regular kind of figure four style grip, if I remember correctly. You're a milkshake, Josh. You're like 75% milkshake. You're 50 pounds of lean body mass and 170 pounds of milkshake. Who's Peters? He's a busy boy, man. Peters is Peter S. I hate when you guys go to polar opposite ends of the mats. Got all this big, beautiful space. Kayla having a conversation, very disrespectful. So much disrespect. He was doing it against Danny, though. If you're doing it against an upper belt, nah, that's still disrespectful. It's very disrespectful. It's like Mike giving a lesson now. Yeah, Mike just, he felt like you guys were taking him for granted. And he wanted you to know what it's like without his commentary in your life, in your lives. So when he can be on the stream, he wants it to feel special. And that's where we're at now. Really driving through in that double. But homeboy did a good sprawl. Mike doesn't care though. Big sweep. Switches sides. Right into side control. Coop settling in to close guard here with the body triangle from the top. I saw a real sneaky submission from here, where I think if Chris were to lean forward and unweight his own left leg, extend it backwards, and look for this triangle, it's kind of a closed guard equivalent of catching someone with their ankles crossed when they're on your back, if that makes sense. So you would weave your leg over top of their shin, and it would put an immense amount of pressure onto the crossing leg, so Cooper's left leg in this case. And you could get a tap. I think I saw somebody do that at like a Naga or something, another Instagram clip, right? I think that's what it was. It was either they did it from there or No, it wasn't from a regular triangle. I'm pretty confident it was a body triangle. I don't like the body triangle from close guard anyway. All it does is lock you in place. You're not going to do anything from there, except maybe get like a kind of a compression thing going on the ribs, but nobody but white belt's going to tap to that. James looking for another armbar from here, possibly, or Kimura. I think off of a nice sprawl against a double leg. Gets the Kimura from the dorsal position. Coop almost gets Mike's sweep on him. Love it. Mike looking for the body lock pass now. And nice sweep from James. Locking up the arm and just pulling him right over top of you. Making it easy to move him where you want to move him. You know, I was gonna joke, Josh, that you definitely had to look up how to spell charcuterie. But I actually think you know how to spell it. I think you write that word out a lot. I think you've had a lot of it. I think you look forward to charcuterie boards. I bet if you have people over, you're the one who makes the charcuterie board. Ooh, scissor. Really liking that dorsal position, James. It's worked well for you today, so I don't blame you. I like the shin pin. Getting that early on makes this battle a lot easier. The face feels very sarcastic to me, Josh. It's funny when if you hover your mouse over it says forehead, it makes sense that you would be the one using that. I would expect a 5-head maybe, but I don't know if they have that. Yeah, I already said that. It was a good one. I already said it. It was good when I said it. Oh, dude. I had a milkshake last week from Chick-fil-A, and it was the best thing ever. I even opted for that over Shake Shack, and I didn't regret my decision. It's probably for the best, Josh. I think you earned it, Joe. I saw your push presses. You're a growing boy. You need your strength. James. Great answer to this, James. So you go for this like rear triangle position, but you don't have the arm in. So as he slips out, he kind of makes a mistake here himself. He's isolating his own arm here by keeping that wrist grip. I mean, from here, maybe this isn't the best. I'm not a world-class athlete, but if I'm getting out of this position and getting safe, I'm keeping my arms nice and tight. My elbows are not leaving my ribs, and I'm scooting along the mat. I don't care if I give up mount, or like if I risk giving up mount. I'm certainly not extending my arm out to where now you give it a nice big hug, set up a Choi bar essentially, just about. But most importantly, you get the arm bar. That's it's a pretty That's a real ass statement, Josh. There's no argument there. Steven with his little hop over guard pass that he does so well. Even Mike knows. I bet Mike's laughing about it right now. James reminding Luke who's boss. He's like, remember this? Remember when I got back here? This arm looks pretty tasty. Looking for the arm bar. Yeah, Luke's gonna stack out of that one. Danny's talking triangle escapes. Okay. Nice entry from Steven. Really sending the hips up. Almost getting to a knee bar. Mike really had to turn through that. He was in some trouble. Still kind of is, but he's on the counterattack now. Getting into a straight leg dogfight here. And Steven gets it. Damn. God, everybody tapping black belts today. Glad I wasn't there. Holy shit. Steven's straight ankles scare me so badly. I think that may have been how Mike injured his foot. Steven walking so that I could run. Really giving me the opportunity. Because Mike even told me, he's like, if you want the tap, hit a straight ankle on my right leg. And I was like, yes, sir. And he's going to play it off like nothing happened. Steven probably heard and felt the pop. Mike looking to set up a shoulder crunch, but Steven's wise to that. Good movement from Chris to avoid the takedown from Danny, or the mat return, I guess. Or sweep, whatever. I don't know the jiu-jitsu terms. Oh, Chris on a Darce. On the Dan man. He's got to tighten that arm up. He's got to bring that right arm to Danny's shoulder blade. All right. Chris, you're killing me here. This is good. I like this. I need this hand coming up to your ear. And not falling to your hip. I want to see you, because I know that you can, I want to see you walk this to mount. This, yeah, I mean, you're essentially, yeah, this is Darce territory, so I want to see you walk that to mount and finish it there. Instead of falling over and letting Danny escape out of that. That was close, man. Steven ripping out of the 2-on-1. Luke really not making an attempt to block that go behind. Did he? I don't even know if you've had the tricep covered. Yeah, I mean, you kind of, James, you kind of like come over the back here. It's a good opportunity for Luke to swim his right arm and impede that. But we are looking at the end of the training session here, so. Mike trying, oh man, just about gets it. One thing Steven has always had is a very good base. Trying to use that double leg control to get by Mike's guard. But Mike does a good job framing the upper body, getting his hips free. And now Mike playing a game of trying to pull Steven towards him, get some sort of reaction out of him that he can work with. Finally gets the sweep that he likes right at the end. Yeah, Steven was kind of hanging back on that last little bit. So Mike needed to get him moving. Don't be doing anything. Those two. All right, we got Danny and Caleb here. Let's zip ahead. All right, Chris and James. Chris ambitious on the shot here. I would not want to be under James's sprawl. That was the ugliest DeSoto Gari I've ever seen, but it worked. What in the hell happens here? Does Danny like grapevine his leg? Like Caleb goes to put his leg down and can't. And why does he turn his whole upper body so violently? I haven't seen him hit the ground like that since I shattered his orbital bone. And honestly, man, Caleb, like Danny had to be careful here because not exactly off balance here. Like Caleb's head is over his feet. I don't know how Danny dug this out. But he did it, and that's all that matters. Nice takedown from Caleb. Kind of a single leg finish that I recently have just seen made popular, or at least I shouldn't say made popular, put to use by Gordon against Patrick Gaudio. I believe he uses this in his match where he gets the single leg in between, and instead of like the kind of classic run the pipe, he uses this kind of an overhook style finish. It's not a traditional overhook. It's really an arm going over the shoulder, but uses that to put him down, circle him down to the mat. I guess they're trading takedowns. Yeah. Major props to Danny for taking on Caleb in a takedown round. James, what'd you do here? Looks like you got a little head and arm, like north-south kind of head and arm. Okay. Very nice, very nice. Correct, correct. Curly fries. Nice, simple standing guard break from James. Love to see it. James giving up the leg. It's a go-ahead wrestler. But now James secures the underhook. And he's got elbow, like an kind of elbow deep, or not elbow deep, like an elbow tie, elbow grip. Thought you were going to do an over-under with that. Caleb just used the same takedown again, basically. God, he's like whipping Danny to the mat. Caleb must be angry. All right, man, good to be back, guys. Glad I could jump on. I don't know how regular my schedule is going to be for now. I'm going to do my best to get back on the stream as often as possible, and hopefully with some new footage. This was the latest stuff we had. I know there's probably some footage on a hard drive somewhere that we need to cut up. I'll relay the message. Thank you, Josh. Sorry I timed you out for 10 minutes. It was a real boring 10 minutes without you here. Yeah. So I'm going to try to do this as often as I can. Hopefully I will be back in the footage sooner than later too, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm behind on everything. We're on the second week of Mount. Probably some competitions coming up. I hope everybody is training hard and staying healthy. And if you guys are interested in competing, you know the deal. Talk to us, talk to your coaches, let us know, and we'll start looking at getting you prepped and ready to roll. What else? I don't know if we have any other major announcements, so we can leave it there. Follow, subscribe. If you subscribe, I will do my best to give you what you're subscribing for. So thank you for your patience and your understanding. Go trim your nails and do your laundry, and don't be stinky. And I will see you guys very soon back on the mats. Take it easy.